Subject of the video, 2019, September 19th, from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Wuhan Institute of Virology database of 22,000 samples was offline. Where do these numbers come from? Who's making the claim? And what are their biases? Anybody watching this channel, if you haven't figured out that I'm going to tell you you are wrong, don't watch the video. I'm not kidding. Because everybody makes assumptions when they go on the internet. We are all assuming things. I make assumptions too. Foreshadowing. I may have been one of many people that accidentally caused a problem here. Let's move on. And by the way, some of you might be as well. Warning. Websites that aggressively block you reading them, much less letting archive.org archive them, much less allowing archive.org to be archived by archive.today. bioarchive.org, LinkedIn, Twitter, and ResearchGate. Literally every website we're going to bring up, just about, including a couple of government pages, have now become extremely aggressive about not letting us keep receipts, are incredibly aggressive. You're going to have to just allow yourself to find out that they broke something and go look on a different archiver or give up. 2021, on February, a paper was uploaded to ResearchGate, which I was able to archive, but good luck making sure that archive works next month. It was posted and or authored by Gilles Demaneuf, Billy Bostickson, and someone claiming to be an anonymous member of a group called DRASTIC. We're going to cover DRASTIC first, but this is a paper that people keep citing. You might want to stop doing that. DRASTIC stands for Decentralized Radical Autonomous Search Team Investigating a Specific Viral Pandemic we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. That's what this is about. And very importantly, I'm not allowed to say that word more than 1 or 2 times. You know which word. Because YouTube still flags people over it, even though they overtly state they don't. All of the people in this group are over 30 people on Twitter. All members, just about. And they're all lab leak believers that blame the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Some have engaged in personal attacks, among other things, against virologists and epidemiologists, the actual people who know what they're doing, if they were on Twitter. Falsely accusing some of them of working for the Chinese Communist Party. And of the 30 or more members, it's not really a static number, of the ones the group has names for, of them that are willing to put their reputation up, some have backgrounds in the following pertinent information about viruses and epidemiology. Some are data scientists. Those are tech bros. Some of them are into neuroscience, which is an unrelated and irrelevant subject at that point. Some are into the subject of mycology, the study of funguses. Funguses aren't viruses. And a majority of them are anonymous, so we have no clue what their background is, but they act as a mob and attack anybody who's a noted and overt and outed virologist or epidemiologist. Because virtually everybody who knows what they're talking about this says they're full of shit. But let's move on. What do they claim? What is this group of about 30 people versus quite literally millions of people who do nothing but try to find ways to get rid of viruses that attack plant crops and maybe prevent head colds? Yeah, that's a great group of people. Let's just fuck those people, right? They made a claim in 2019, September 19th, and again, the detail not included, from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. And this was officially prior to the pandemic outbreak that was officially acknowledged, which is very important somehow for not to be. The Wuhan Institute of Virology main database of samples and viral sequences went offline from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. local time. And later, 16 others they managed did as well, but they don't specify the time. Where's the precision data? Well, where did this come from? I'll get to it in a minute, but I'm rewording this so it's neutral. The website went down from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Any of you know exactly why that has a giant truck size? No. Starship sized, fucking Imperial battlecruiser sized hole in it where, could you be more specific? After 2 a.m., a website that checks server status said it couldn't find the server. In 2020, January, the genome was released from the thing that was harming the world that we're not allowed to name because YouTube will flag you. And an individual only referred to as Daszak compared the genome to samples in a database that he either had a copy of or he was lying. And of course, this group of people are wink, wink, nudge, nudge, implying a lot of things. Look up how long the genome, the whole genome, not just the parts we need to look at. That hurts. How much space does a viral genome take up as bytes? Number one. Number two, 22,000 times that. Just go do the math. I'll include the number at the bottom there because I haven't even done, I've done this calculation before because I'm looking at the CD-ROM over here that occupies. Let's move on. But this is all very suspicious. Let's see how far this rabbit hole goes. So he's either lying or he had a copy of it, which is amazing and impossible for a virologist or genome person or researcher to do this. I don't even know which one this is. Daszak. Okay, let's move on. When asked about this, we'll find the source in a minute. January 26th of 2021, we find out before the research paper on ResearchGate, this was asked and answered. The lab responded, according to this, through word of mouth and through a really silly source, that the reason the database server wasn't reachable is it crashed because it was under cyber attack, they thought. Or everybody was downloading the genome database because they saw it was just small enough they could dump it onto a single CD, not a DVD like we were told. Now, it's a massive undertaking, 620 megabytes. I have copies of Rust Legacy, too many copies. I have Rust Legacy copies that are smaller. When you, oh yeah, you can compress it down, by the way. Just assume 2 to 1. So again, how much would this 22,000 entry database take up? They claim it was extremely fast to search, but somehow at the same time impossibly large to download. That's not how it works. Let's move on. Where did this 22,000 claim actually come from? There is a claim where nobody gives a link to it, to a 2020 Nature website research paper that claimed sometime in the past, a claim was made that the Wuhan Institute of Virology made a claim that they had 22,000 sequence samples. If you know anything about viruses, if you're studying viruses in general, you kind of collect it, kind of hoard them. 22,000 sequence samples is not large. It's a CD-ROM sitting on the table. Or it isn't. I'm full of shit. Let's assume I am full of shit. I'll be doing a reveal in a minute. What happened with the politicians? Because it's always good when the politicians stick their nose in something technical. Anybody remember the DMCA? Anybody remember net neutrality, that a lot of you are regretting allowing them to come near or touch my internet? Sorry. August 2021. House Foreign Affairs Committee Minority Staff Report, all Republicans, made claims on page 20, 21, and 57. And that's the only places they mention 22,000 or 22K or 22,000, without the comma. They only cited two sources. One was literally some guy on Twitter who claimed to be a philosopher and narcissist, Tommy Cleary. That was a March 10th, 2021 posting. Highly useful. The other one was a link that actually got to the point, and it went to the Scientific Database Service Monitoring and Statistics System. It's a server status page for eggheads, and it's at msis.csdb .cn. A Chinese copy of, yes, I say copy, of the database server pinging system to make sure the server's available so you don't waste their time by, accidentally cyber attacking them by trying to download a bunch of data because the data was available. Everybody would go through it and use the user interface to get data. Thousands and thousands, and then hundreds of thousands, and then ordinary people like you and me because we found the link to it. Oops. It looked familiar. It's a link in one of my videos. It was on a previous channel. YouTube killed off for me talking about this. Reporters, ordinary citizens, ma and pa kettle, your local politician, your local conspiracy theorist would go on there and download all of the data. Oh, just give me everything. Okay, it's an open database. It's supposed to let you. But yeah, a guy on Twitter who calls himself a narcissist philosopher is your citation for a House Foreign Affairs Committee report. (2021) June 22nd, an 11-page, not peer-reviewed, preprint only paper was posted that claimed to find a backup copy of data. They didn't say all the data, just on Google Cloud where other scientists posted it, and then made a bunch of claims of suspicion, and I couldn't find. You go look up the link. Where the fuck is your citation to that file? Well, what do you mean? Where the fuck is it? So here we go. We got random guy on Twitter, a database server monitor utility that simply noted that they couldn't reach it at one point because a bunch of knuckleheads like myself were trying to access the database, and some of us downloaded most of it. I remember that was a pain in the ass, and I stopped. And who else? Oh yeah, politicians that were a minority group apparently in the House Foreign Affairs Committee who were doing a basic shit washing. And a group of people on Twitter that basically harass actual scientists who are able to understand data science, tech pro, neuroscience, not related, mycology, not related because it's a study of fungus, not viruses, all screaming you're all Communist Party shills are your data sources. And the citations I can get are for bioarchive.org, linkedin.com, twitter.com at the time, researchgate.com, all of which aggressively block archiving and let people get away with retroactively altering their files when they get caught out. So we can't keep receipts. And I still have archives, amazingly enough. All of this for a claim that from 2 to 3 a.m. local time there, look it up where you are, or where I am, in the state of Oregon, 2019, September 19th, a bunch of Reddit knuckleheads crashed the fucking database server by accident, along with every politician and whatever. But it was technically before the official announcement of an outbreak, because that really matters. People are waiting for that go-ahead. That's totally true. Meanwhile, every other database source was downloading it because the Chinese government is notorious not for hiding things, but for their databases crashing because they don't prioritize making them uncrashable. By the way, there's a study about that problem in China, and they do lots of research. So that was a thing. Ironically enough, that was actually mentioned in one of these stupid House Foreign Affairs Committee things. But that can't be the reason. It has to be conspiracy theories and aliens. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it. And that was the entire video, I guess. Bye.